All right, we are live. It's official. We are live. Welcome, 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 everyone, to the Super Awesome Vaping Show. It's a new project we're working on with me and the guys here. And let me mute the stream. I didn't do that before. I'm so professional. All right, so it's a project we are starting here with the guys, as you can see down there. On the bottom of the screen, we have a whole bunch of reviewers. I am the only American reviewer, and the rest of these guys are all from the UK. So hopefully, we have some, pretty cool stuff in store for you guys. We're going to be streaming every single week, or as often as we possibly can, because obviously, there's conventions and things like that. So we're going to be streaming as often as we can every Sunday, Eastern time in the States, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Or if you're in the UK, it's 7 to 9. There we go. These guys are going to laugh at me later for that one. All right. So let's just see. I got to bring up my notes here real quick. Oh, yeah. The other major thing about this stream is that we're going to be rotating channels. So we're going to be doing this episode. This is episode 2, or the first official episode of the Super Awesome Vape Show, because we did a stream last week on Vinny's or Vaping Lot's channel. But yeah, we're going to be rotating channels. So this week it's on my channel. Next week it's going to be on, one of the other guys' channels, and so on and so forth. So make sure you go subscribe to these guys. I will be putting links after the stream ends down there in the description. So make sure you pay attention for that. But let's just go ahead and get started here with the show. Let's have some fun today. Of course, questions, comments, anything like that is encouraged. So yeah. What is going on, guys? We got some people in the room already. 14 people watching right now. What's going on? Josh, we got Gerardo, we got Mitch. Who else? Cloudy Craig's in the room. What's going on? I'm not even going to try that username. What's going on, everybody? How's everyone doing? I guess we can start off by introducing everyone else. So we're going to start with Chris from Empire Vape Company. So Chris, take it away.
Hi guys, how's it going? So yeah, I am Chris from Empire Vape Co. I have a vape store in the UK, and I'm also a reviewer as well. So go check out the channel. I'm pretty sure Nick will put some links in the chat for you. And yeah, looking forward to getting this going. Like Nick said, a little bit of a project with a couple of the dudes I met in London when Nick came over for the London Vape Show. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to get started.
All right. Let's go on to Jay. Take it away.
Cheers, mate. Good evening. I'm Jay, LVC, Live Vape and Chill Reviews. Where this YouTube live streaming is relatively new to LVC, but we originated on Facebook. We do live streams, live giveaways. We've got a group and a page on Facebook where we do live reviews and live giveaways. It's all about the interaction. I find it great that I've entered a network of awesome guys here, hence the name of the show. But yeah, so I'm liking to bring what I do there and bring it here within the little network that we've sort of like set up and creating. So yeah, all going well. It's going to kick off and it's going to be wicked. Woohoo!
All right, very good. Let's see. Mike, you're up.
What's up, everyone? Mike here, also from part of the LVC group, and I'm starting up my own channel called Mike's Max Reviews. So, met all these guys at the London Vape Show again, same as Jay, and I've got to be honest, great bunch of blokes, and loving what we're doing.
Keep it simple. There we go. And last but certainly not least, Vinny Sir Vaping a Lot.
What is up, guys? Sir Vaping a Lot here, and yeah, just like these other guys, I am a vape reviewer where my channel is very heavy on vape related products and vlogs and such. But it's such an awesome honor to be over on Nick from Daily Vape TV's YouTube channel. What is going on to all of you Americans tuning in and everyone else around the world from his subscriber base? What's up, guys?
All right. Well, you know what? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about what we're vaping on. So actually, I'm going to go last, and we're going to start with Vinny because he was last introducing himself to everyone. So, Vinny, what are you vaping on, bud?
I'm sure you're going last because by the time you get through finishing it, we'll already be an hour into the show, dude. But today I'm keeping it really simple. I've just been sent out the Aspire Speeder from Aspire to review. And sitting on top of that, I've got the Apocalypse RDA with a simple 26 gauge cam foil wrapped around a 2.5 mil jig 8 times. I am vaping on a e-liquid that I reviewed yesterday called Sweet Spot by Indulge. And then on the Stride VR80, I have the UWell Crown, going a bit old school today, but I've got that filled up with some Coil 500 milligrams CBD. Just, you know, because it's a weekend, and I thought, why not? But that's all for the minute. I've got my batteries charging up, so I might break out the Hexome in a little bit.
Sounds good to me. All right, Mike, what you rocking?
Mate, today I'm on my Thor's Hammer mod with the Twisted Message 22. Got a nice Clapton build going in there, 0.45 or 0.45, I should say. And the juice on that one is my Own Brews Spiced Up Strawberry, which is a heavy cinnamon strawberry flavour. And then I'm also on my little squonk box here with the Druga. And in that, I have got this stuff, which is Shamrock Shake, which is like, to me, it tastes like mint choc chip ice cream, but there's supposed to be a milkshakey part going on in there. So we'll see if I get that.
All right, all right. Jay, you ready to go?
Yeah, go on, let's do this.
All right.
All right, so today, to be fair, I've just walked in from work. So my work mod today was a Milliken V2 with the TFV8 on top, just because that's what I took to work. Oh, and also my little Joule. Oh, it's not working, but yeah, that's what I've just walked in from work. But tonight I'll probably be vaping on my new Mongrel Pure line, which got sent to me not so long ago. In fact, 2 days ago. So yeah, that's a nice mod that I'm using today. That's got a Kennedy on the top with some just straight Camphil in there, coming in at 0.2. Also, I have got my little squonk box. Yeah, please don't knock the bottom fed squonking RDA on top. That's another story. I'm yet to get one to go on top of that. And also, I'll probably be using my Ali Mongrel, which is my go-to mod when I'm on the streams, with the Apocalypse RDA on top. Sorry, Vinny. And that's got a super low build in that. Obviously, we are experienced vapors, and we take safety. You know, we pride ourselves on safety, but this is a hot build in there. I don't recommend it to people that are not experienced in the field of mech mods and building your own coils. But this has got a flat 60 flat wire build in there from Flatwire UK. It's a dual coil, 6 wraps around a 3 mil bit, and it's coming in at 0.074. So it is a very low and a very hot build. But like I say, I'm experienced. Juice wise, whatever I can lay my hands on. I haven't sorted anything out yet, but I've got loads of stuff around me, so I'll tell you as and when I go along. If I like it, I'll pipe up and show you. Yeah, so.
All right. Next up, Chris.
So I have got the Hexome 2.1 Anarchist Edition with the Vandy Vape Mesh RDA on top. That's going out at around 0.21 at the minute. And I am vaping my very own strawberry custard. There you go. And then I have got the new mod from iJoy, the Genie, with the whole torch thing going on in the back, which is a bit stupid that no one needs. But it's a cool little mod, and I've got the Cardan RTA sat on top of there. Vaping some Fruzy by E-Liquid France, Black Currant Mango. And then the final setup. It's a bit of a desserty night tonight. I've got a lemon tart in there by Orium Vape Co. And that is on the Aegis Clito 120.
Boom. All right. I guess I'm up. As I'm fumbling around, I'm trying to, get my new batteries in here. I don't know. I feel like I have the phantom battery drain issue when it comes to the Hexome V3. I don't know if anyone out there has that issue or has a hexome, but for some reason, whenever I just leave it, even if it's off, I just pull it out of my bag and try to hit it, and it just is buzzing at me because the batteries are dead. But anyways, first setup I'm rocking is the Hexome V3 with the Apocalypse 2, whatever you want to call that, V2, Rev 2 on top of there. This is the same setup. I've been rocking this one for weeks, but it is so good. It is such a good setup. In that, I have some Mayhem Vapor Jungle Juice. It's like a peach pear, pretty simple, fruity flavor. If anyone knows me, I love peach. You guys know that. Next setup I've got is the new one by Visnjic Insinuous Vapor. This is F200. And the Pyro RDTA on top. We'll have to tell that story again. So, Pyro RDTA on top of there. And, of course, my own juice in the tank. Blaz E-Liquid Blaz Melon. Oh, so good. Super clean. I mean, this is almost an entire 60 mil. Oh, and I'm dripping everywhere. I think I just dripped on my keyboard. Awesome.
Napkin.
This is why I don't do live videos, guys. I think I have a napkin.
Unedited, mate.
Yeah, seriously. You guys see all the edited flubs and screw-ups. You know,
that's why I like it. It's raw as you like.
Yeah, I'm sure people can appreciate it too.
Huh?
Next up, we've got the Visnjic Gen3. This is like my ride or die. You know, this is like Bay right here. It's the perfect mod, in my opinion. It's triple battery. So this is something you guys have been talking about for the past couple of days. I know you can't really see it too good, but this is the Kevlar build that I did on for Fresh Build Friday, and I did dual it. I told you guys in that video I would dual it on the Goon, and here it is dualed on the Goon. Resistance comes out to 0.18 ohms, and I have it set at 107 watts right now. And you know what? There has been barely any vaping on this show so far, so let's go ahead and have a vape on this one.
Just got to interrupt. Someone's getting a bit of echo.
Well, let's see. I'm going to keep an eye on the audio levels, but yeah. Jay, I think, is the only one without headphones in. So I blame him.
Coming around there, mate. I'm just like, you know.
Bad Jay, mate.
All right. We'll figure it out. And let's see.
I've turned it down a little bit now.
There you go. Next setup is the Rig V3 with the Glock 24 RDA on top. Oh, I didn't say what juice I had in the Visnjic. I have Ruby Crew, the blue slushy flavor. Amazing stuff. If you haven't tried it, try it. Shout out to Ruby Roo. But in this one here, I've got another flat wire build. I've been rocking that flat wire now for quite some time. This is the Bake Up Bros and OPMH project Chewy Panda. It's a lime slush, lime kind of popsicle sort of flavor with a hint of green tea. It's so good. And last but not least, the Easy Watt little mouth to lung setup from Innikin. Nice little thing. I like it a lot. A few little minor improvements on the Prism tank, but it's such a good, cheap little kit, you know? And in here, I've got some, oh, I didn't even take it out of my bag. Some Swirly Pop. Swirly Pop by Mad Scientist, which they just re-released, which is awesome. And, of course, I have a fix going as well, just to keep on hand, you know, if you really need that quick hit of nicotine. Anyways, I've been rambling on, like these guys said, for quite some time, so I'm going to stop presenting myself and kind of open it up. Let's take a look at the comments here real quick. How's everybody doing? We got 46 people in the room. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. And
Nick, Nick, are we moderators on the show?
I forgot to do that. I forgot to do that. How do you add mods to the chat?
So what you do, yeah, you type something and then click on the three little buttons in the chat and then just add us as moderators.
So manage moderators up at the top here?
No. In the chat, actual chat.
So you see where I just sent the smiley face?
Oh wait, okay, yeah. Wait, oh, everyone's typing so fast. Okay, there we go. All right, everyone types.
So what happens when you got so many people in a room?
Let's see. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. This is unprofessional of me. But we do it on the fly, you know. Questions, comments, concerns, anything you guys want to talk about, I am all ears. Also, I'm talking to people in the chat as well as my fellow reviewers here. There we go. Pimp your links all you want. Make sure you add these guys, subscribe to their channels, because we will be, like I said, rotating every single week.
You'll have to forgive me. I'm new to this YouTube. How do you post a link?
Copy and post your URL.
Hi, Belinda. Nice of you to join us again this week.
Hello.
Thanks for the 15 as well.
And if you would be so kind, don't forget to hit the share button and share it on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. I'm actually going to do that myself because I was supposed to do it when you guys were talking, but you guys are too quick with your setups. You got to ramble more.
We don't have as many setups going all at once as you do, though.
Yeah, and then turn around and say, "This is not my stuff. My stuff's back at the studio."
I swear. I'm serious. Like, I keep 98% of my vape gear at the studio/shop.
I don't know where, but is anyone else getting a bit of an echo going on still?
Yeah, I blame Jay.
Get some headphones.
Why don't you turn your stuff down?
My mic? Then no one would be able to hear me.
No, I can. Oh, no, turn your earphones down so you're not hearing it as loud. Right? Let me put this question out there. Yeah, to the viewers: are any of the viewers currently experiencing echo things going on? If
X1. Type X1 in the chat if you got an echo.
X1. Oh, ×1. I get it.
Oh yeah.
Little bit slow today.
X1.
Oh man, I used to rock Turtle Beach when I used to play COD.
The X1s was the best ones. I'm telling you now.
I think I had X4s or X41, something like that.
The X41s was the wireless one.
And you know what? I actually bought these headphones for Call of Duty. Which are they? The Astros. And you know what? These were amazing, honestly. I loved Search and Destroy hardcore with this and be like, yeah, I can hear where you're coming from. It didn't make me a better player because I still suck. But, I mean, at least I could hear people when they were behind me, so it didn't scare me when I got killed.
So we're getting a lot of, nope, there's no echo. Then we're getting a lot, yes, there is echoes.
Well, sounds good now.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything now.
Yay!
What's going on, everybody in the chat?
Yeah, what's up? What's up? We do have some topics to talk about. We're not just going to be completely rambling.
I've got to say, I think Cloudy Craig did ask, what squonker would everybody recommend on the market today?
I'd like to know that also.
I know Frostbox have got a new squonker out, but Purge's squonker I'm really excited for.
How much is it?
Yeah, that's just it.
It's the price tag. $499.99.
500.
Is that dollars or pounds?
That's pounds.
Either way, it's expensive.
That'd be like what, $750 ish.
Woo! Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. The Lost Vape drone 166.
Lost Vape drone.
Squonk mod.
Okay. Well, everyone has already seen the preview pictures for Tony Britton's new squonk box that he's coming out with, the Pulse 20. What is it? Pulse
24?
BF box mod or whatever. It's like going to be $45, I believe, for a squonker, and that's pretty darn good, especially since it takes a 2700 battery. So for me, I've known, it's been so difficult for me because I've known about that for so long, and I just couldn't say anything because Tony told me not to tell anyone. It's finally good to talk about it.
I know, what's it called? Armageddon MFG. They've got a squonker out, haven't they?
They have this. I believe it's a 3D printed one, isn't it? They're doing.
Yep.
I believe so. Yeah. A few of the people, the guys that sent me over the Rapture RDA, will explain why. We'll explain why that cracks everyone up and why they always apologise to me afterwards. Yeah, so they showed me some pictures of it and stuff, and apparently it's really, really good, a really, really good squonker. So keep an eye out for that, the Armageddon Mfg squonker.
Yeah, I heard that one was a good one. And Tony Britton uses that one a lot too from Vapor Trail channel. And Convicted Cloud asks, where's Grim Green? Actually, Grim is getting ready to go on tour right now. I've been talking to him a lot, and he will probably make his way onto the show at some point. And that's the other thing I failed to mention in my little intro. We will be having other guests besides us. This is the core, we call this the core group of reviewers, but there's a number of other UK reviewers that we're going to be having on, and I'm going to be asking my friends like, you know, Matt and V and Tony Britton and Grim Green and possibly Ruby Brew. And, you know, I have a number of people that we could potentially be having on this show. So this is kind of just like getting it going. This is like episode 2, you know, it's the early days of the show. And once we get rolling, we'll definitely be a bit more organized and, you know, having a few more people on as well. So stay tuned for that. Like, it's going to be awesome, you guys. It's going to be a really
crazy
fun journey. But I'm really happy and proud. You know, I don't want to get all mushy on you guys, but I'm like so happy to know all of you guys. It's so like proud to be on this show because, like, you know, if it weren't for Vape Finder and Tommy and you know, we would never have met in our life. So that's awesome. It's so good.
We do have a tendency to get mushy. We do have a tendency.
I know.
I mean, after the London Vape Show, when we actually all met, everyone took it in turns to write out a very heartfelt, mushy, sad, depressing message to each other, where we basically confessed our love to each other. And you know, we took it all in turns. Yeah, I might have teared up when I was writing mine. I'm gonna say I didn't.
You got your tissues there, Vin?
I actually do. I have this toilet roll because
Carry on, go on.
I tend to over drip.
Yeah, sure.
That's my excuse. What's going on? Kevin K from Hawaii.
What's up? What's up? We got people from all over the world. Actually, you know what? Real quick, we're going to do it too, but I want to know where everyone's from in the room. So just post up where you're from. And I you know, if you guys want to say where you're from, reviewers, feel free to.
Yeah,
no?
sure.
Okay.
yeah, sure. Well, myself, I mean, obviously me and the rest of the reviewers, apart from Nick, we're all from the UK. Myself, I live in Kent, which is actually called the Garden of England. I think it's because there's a lot of farm fields around. I don't know why it's called that. But yeah.
All right.
So that's me.
Mike, where are you from?
Mate, I'm from the Surrey-London borders, just by Wimbledon. Lovely part of London, really. Although it's Surrey, if you get what I mean. But yeah, all good. All good round here.
Nah.
Where Harry Potter's from.
Ah.
Sorry.
Jay?
Oh, God. Sorry, I'm actually just posting it into a lot of groups that I can. So anyway, I am from, technically, it's not London, but people class it as London because I'm within the M25, so it's like an home county of London. But my council is a London borough, but we're not actually in the city of London. So we're just probably about, I don't know, a 25, 35 minute train journey away from London, and I'm in Essex, you know, where everybody's orange and all right, that's Ream, yeah. Yeah, sorry, I've just had people coming in. I've had to just like tell them just.
Why did you kill our swimming pool,
Chris?
Oh no!
Carry on. Go on.
Well, if it wasn't,
I muted him. Don't worry.
the only way is LVC right there. If it wasn't obvious enough, I am from Liverpool, home of the Beatles. Yeah, Liverpool, UK.
Fun times. Oh no! I hid you for a second.
Does that mean no one else can see him? Is that what happens? Because it just goes a little bit darker on my screen.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I have to check the stream now. Oh yeah, it just goes black. It goes black on the stream. Sorry, Chris.
Everyone stay on Nick's good side.
I'm getting used to this, all right? I'm playing host this week. I've never done this before, so this is a lot of fun. And this is, let me tell you, this is so much better than streaming by yourself, because I used to do like a couple of random little live streams for like my birthday and stuff. And I was doing it by myself, and it was so bad. I was like just sitting there like, there's like 3 people watching me. And just like, so what's up, guys? Give me something to talk about.
Oh god, yeah, live streaming by yourself is it can be hard. I'm not sure how Jay does it so much, but yeah, no, I done a random live stream last week, and I thought I would just go on there just to test it out, see what happens. I ended up being on there for about an hour and 16 minutes. I was like, I almost wanted to watch it back, thinking, what did I talk about for that long? I mean, there were people in the chat, they were talking to me and that. And yeah, it was really nice. But honestly, I went on there not knowing what to say. I was just testing out if my software worked.
Right on. Well, let's just real quick. I just want to just share where everyone's from here. We got UK, North Carolina, Scotland, Massachusetts. Represent. I'm from Massachusetts myself. I'm from Western Massachusetts, so not the fun Boston kind. India. Amit's from India.
Oh wow, cool.
We got Belgium, Canada, Florida, Nottingham, Lincoln, Hawaii, Virginia, Avon, Mass. Nice. Their hometown. Tucson. That's Tucson, Arizona. Worcestershire, UK. New York. Beaumont, Texas. And if I'm pronouncing any of these wrong, I'm sorry. You guys are going to kill me with the UK names.
I was literally just about to say, you actually pronounce Worcestershire correct.
Well, we have a city, a town in Massachusetts called Worcester.
You've got salt out there as well, haven't you?
We call it Worcester. Yeah, Southeast London, nice. California, Boston. There we go. Greece, repping West London, Wales, California, nice. We got people from all over the place. Orlando, Rugby. California again, man, we got everybody in here. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And, big shout out to everyone for tuning in. Thank you guys so much. I'm really excited, like I said, to be a part of this whole thing. And, yeah, let's, oh, see, now Jay's got echo again.
Oh, it's not
John,
me,
John Matos wants a shout out, Nick.
Oh, all right. Shout out, John Matos. Big shout out goes to you.
Hopefully
what's
I
up?
pronounced his surname correctly.
I am terrible with names and like pronouncing everything. Sweden in the house. We got Sweden. Tulare, California. We got a lot of Californians here. Nice, nice. That's awesome, man. I'm so it's so weird, like just broadcasting yourself out there to so many people across the world.
It's insane. It's really cool.
So yeah, I'm trying to read this username. What? I can't even read it. It's going too fast. Oh, fuck this YouTube username. I get it. Yeah. Shout out to you. And FYI, this stream is uncensored. So there you go. If anyone swears, I am not responsible. But I usually don't swear in my videos, so that's why I usually tame it down. But these guys, I can't say the same for them.
I generally don't swear on my channel. I very rarely ever. I think
you're a good boy.
I think I've maybe sworn maybe a handful of times, literally, because I even got a comment saying that you don't swear in any of your videos, and I was like, oh yeah, I guess not.
Nick, someone says
maybe she didn't attempt
pronounce another one.
Cleethorpe?
Simon Jansen. I'm not gonna pronounce it because I know how to say it.
What is it?
It's a city in England.
Is it Cleethorpe?
Say again?
Cleethorpe?
Cleethorpes, yeah. You got it right, more or less, yeah.
It's close. Shout out to Randy Schmidt. Callie in the house. Representing.
Is that someone having a joke with? Oh, there you go. Nice one. That's done. Don't worry.
No,
I was really shocked by
on my
that.
channel too.
I totally missed it. Vape Nation, nice.
Vape Nation. I want to come to Vape Nation.
What's that there? My kids do it to me all the time.
Oh yeah, Vape Nation. It's from a YouTube channel, H3H3 Productions, one of my favorite non-vaping YouTube channels. Although I'm pretty sure like he vapes from time to time because he always like has it handy, you know. If you guys aren't familiar, they're just like he started off by doing reaction videos, but like more elaborate reaction videos, and not like the typical ones where they just are silent and just go, oh. He like him and his wife do like really funny, interesting, like well-edited, memey kind of videos, and they are just hilarious. So, and
What is that reaction to like try not to laugh challenges and things like that?
Well, it's more or less just like weird, cringy videos on YouTube, which are so funny in themselves, but like they react to it in such a good way, you know. And he makes fun of all the. I don't want to talk, you know, shit about anyone, but you know, all the shittier channels on YouTube like that like scam people for views and like put boobs in the thumbnail and things like that. I can't stand that sort of thing.
Whoa.
So boobs in the thumbnail is a bad thing because I was going to start doing that.
It's not a bad thing. It's just it's a thirsty kind of thing. It's like thirsty.
Question: do they have to be my boobs? Because I've lost a little bit of weight, so my moobs are going down slightly.
I'll shave. It's okay. I'll give you them.
Just Vinny, have your sister make some thumbnails for you.
I got to fly a long way to kick your ass.
So when you usually said it.
Oh, Nick, I just love you all more now.
Someone had to say it. I'm sorry. Someone had to say it.
You only said it because you're not in the UK and you're all the way over there.
Well, Vinny's coming over here next year.
Meet up with him soon. Oh, I'm cut that shit up now.
I'm going over. I'm going over next year to New York, and hopefully, if I find out the dates in advance, Nick, I really need you to be there, dude. I want you to come out. We'll go to AC, Atlantic City, baby.
I'll see what I can do. Yeah, that's like a 2-hour drive from New York.
I'm in New York next month.
Oh, there you go. Well, then why aren't we meeting up then?
Because you don't like me.
Oh,
you guys, you know, all
that's
these
why
guys,
you're the last one in the hangout.
all these guys in the group chat we have on Facebook are all like, "Oh, Nick, what do you think of this?" And just like, you guys are so thirsty for attention. Between Dean, the Devil Vapor, and Vinny, oh man, it's a big time competition.
Why are you putting me in that? Oh, it's because you love me and Dean the most. I understand.
No, I'm just using you two as an example. So yeah, I would love to hear some questions in the chat about what's going on in the vape world. Anything you want to talk about, anything you want to know as far as follow-ups to my reviews or what I've got going on in the coming, you know, few weeks or whatever. Or any of these guys. Of course, we have a whole panel full of reviewers here, so feel free to ask them questions as well.
Carl's just asked a good one there, by the way.
What was that?
Carl Van Dyke, new vapor, wondering if a mech mod is too risky to use or if some basic guidelines are enough.
I would do some homework. I would say no Ohm's law, no battery safety, and you should be good. After you learn those two main things, and like to a somewhat lesser extent build safety, because there is a factor when it comes to certain types of builds that makes a difference. Like obviously you don't want to put 0.1 ohm or 0.08 ohm, you know, build on a series box mod, but that kind of coincides with battery safety and Ohm's law. So once you know the basics, I think a mech mod is okay, but you kind of want to have like a coach. You go to like a shop and talk to the people there and just kind of get a feel for it before you make the actual purchase. And don't buy cheap gear. You know, there's decent kits for not a lot of money, but like the $15 clones are garbage, in my opinion.
Yeah, you definitely got to be careful, especially when it comes to mechs and that. And like you said, when you go to a shop, but also just make sure the people in the shop are quite knowledgeable, because I've heard stories of people going to a shop and having someone not even know what they're talking about before. So, I mean, we're all on, I mean, you're on YouTube. Obviously, everyone in the chat's on YouTube. So there's so much knowledge on YouTube as well about mechs, but don't just watch one video, watch a few, you know, because everyone's going to have a different opinion. But when you first start getting into mechs, just don't build super low, and obviously use good batteries as well. Use a Sony VTC5A or a Samsung 25R, you know, depending on what build you have. And yeah, just like Nick said, make sure you know battery safety, Ohm's law and stuff. It's not because we like to keep saying the same things. It's because they are really important, and they're not hard to learn either. It's really quite simple.
I want to jump in there. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
If you're if you're new getting into building, start off building on a regulated mod. Don't go straight into a mech until you're comfortable with your building ability. Because if you go straight into a mech, you're effectively turning your mod into a hand grenade if you have the wrong build on there. Use a regulated device, it will not go. Most regulated devices don't fire below 0.1 ohms. There are a few that go down to 0.05 in temperature control mode, but if you just stick to wattage mode, it will not fire it if it's a dangerous build.
There you go.
Right. And I just want to, I need to just to say this. I say this on a lot of my streams. So basically, like, if you've got a question, no matter how silly you think it is, ask it. Don't be ashamed of asking a question. I know there's a few places out there where you get like ripped for asking these sort of questions that you think stupid, but they're not. As like here, as like reviewers, like we emphasize that if you're not sure, ask. It's you know, you're gonna get an answer to your question, whether it be a simple answer or not. It doesn't matter. At least you'll be put at ease and you'll know the answer to that question. So don't be ashamed of asking any question in any area related to the vaping, juices, builds, anything. Don't be ashamed to ask. I've got to stress that a lot.
So Amit asks if we've tried the Devil RDA. I have not.
Yeah, I messaged back on the little chat. I haven't actually used it. But then he did ask if what's better, the Dead Rabbit or the Devil RDA.
I've heard good things about the Dead Rabbit.
Yeah, very good RDA.
Not much on the Devil though, personally. I haven't looked, but you know.
Yeah, personally, I've not used the Devil RDA. I have got the Dead Rabbit RDA, and it is a cracking RDA, simple to build on. The only thing I would say is because of how high the coil sits inside the RDA, it's a very hot vape. Even if it's a 0.15 build in there, you're going to get hot lips.
Just how I like it.
Who doesn't like getting hot lips?
Shane Wiseman asked, did anybody see the review that Mr. Viking Kev did on my coils?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Can't
I'll
say
say
that.
Although Shane Wiseman's coils are very, very good. I have them in the car right now, and they're brilliant.
There we go. Hunting Vapor said, what is your go-to mod, juice, and tank when you're taking the wife out for dinner, dancing, and a movie? Well, don't have a wife. So if I'm going out for an evening,
he takes his ration kit. Well, it's not a ration kit, but
I generally stay in and order pizza. No, but if I'm going out, I want something that's going to conserve batteries. It's going to be decent juice like capacity, and something that I don't have to worry about. You know, if I have like a dead coil or something, I can usually like have a spare. Like for me, the Cleto 120 is an excellent tank.
Yep.
but I've been messing around with a few other ones recently. If I'm going rebuildable, then it's going to be like the Kylan. I really like the Kylan RTA, especially for the juice capacity. I like any triple battery mod, especially the RX and the Duo 3 by Sigeli. They're just really nice to have on hand and battery life for a very long time. And juice, I'll be brutally honest with you guys. I vape a lot of my own juice. I mean, I'm on.
I knew you were going to plug it.
The last couple drops there of Blaz Melon. But the good thing about Blaz is it doesn't have any added sweetener to it. And as I tried to show you before I started spilling juice everywhere, these coils are through an entire 60 mil, and my cotton is still completely white. Here, I'll try to show you again. There we go. So my cotton is still completely white after a whole 60 mil of juice.
I wanted to actually ask you something, Nick.
Yeah.
Obviously, your juice line. Do you personally make that up, or do you have a company make it, and then you was heavily involved in like the behind the scenes before it was finalized, or how does that work with you, with your line rather?
Well, we started off by making it in a clean room, somewhat like locally to me. I didn't personally mix it. However, I'm a part of the team. You know, I came up with the labeling myself. I did all the graphic design for that. And I was like an intricate part of the actual flavor creation. Like I wanted to try out betas and stuff before we finalized it. And, you know, we all kind of had a say in that matter. Most recently, we just got ourselves a co-packer out of Lexington, Kentucky, who make the juice for us. And they are doing an excellent, excellent, excellent job. It just takes a lot of the stress and hassle out of, you know, our day-to-day. So all we do for that is we order what we need to have on hand, and then we ship out all local orders so they get to our customers faster. Sometimes I'll even drop it off at their shop. Like I'll drive to a few friends' shops in Massachusetts and actually physically drop off a box of juice with them, and then we end up hanging out and having dinner. So it kind of works out in the end. But yeah, that's kind of the normal thing I would say when it comes to juice lines and juice makers. Just kind of as they grow, you kind of have to, what's it called? Not pass the buck really, but like expedite the process of everything. So it just speeds everything up. Because if I was stuck mixing juice, you know, if I was a juice mixer, if I was stuck mixing juice constantly, I wouldn't be able to be selling, you know, I wouldn't be on the phone. I wouldn't be, you know, helping get the brand out there and make it bigger. So
it's all about delegation, mate.
Delegation. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Agreed 100%. What part of Mass am I from? I am from Western Mass, Springfield area. Born and raised.
How's Bob?
See, we got Poggy in the chat right now. What's going on? Any other questions for anybody here?
Cloudy Craig, I've just got to quickly say, yes, I do like the Tesla Steampunk Nano. I've got it sitting just over here. It is a really, really nice mod. I do like it a lot. The second you hit that fire button, I mean, it's like a mech. It just hits straight away. And it's a really, really cool mod. I like it. It's nice and heavy. You know you're holding it in the hand.
He asked about CBD as well. I think, Vinny, you should take that one.
Yeah, I'm currently vaping on some CBD by Coil. This is their blue raspberry and dragon fruit CBD. This is 500 milligrams. There's no nicotine in this at all. I've got it set up in the UL Crown tank. Now, this is the first CBD liquid I have actually purchased. And I've got to say, to be honest, I think 500 milligrams for me personally, I don't really feel anything from it. I know it's not going to get you higher. That's not why I bought it. But for like pain relief or anxiety and stress and things like that, I don't really feel anything from it. So I think the next one I'm going to go to is probably 1,000 milligrams of CBD. But I wanted to do it gradually. So I started with 500, go to 1,000. If that still doesn't do anything, then maybe 2,500.
Who
Who knows?
Mention that, yeah, bang, straight up there.
But yeah, you got a ton of. I mean, everyone's different. I mean, I've seen some YouTube because before I bought it, I watched YouTube videos on it as well because it was the first time I was going to buy it. So I mean, some people said that 250 really affects them. Some of my friends said that they feel the effect, where other people don't feel the effect. So everyone's different. But personally, at 500 milligrams, I somewhat feel that I wasted £45 on it. And I have never spent £45 on an e-juice before. And yeah, I do feel like I've wasted a bit of money on this. I think 1,000 might be better for myself personally.
There is a couple of good questions in the chat right now that I just want to pick up on before they disappear.
Yeah.
So the Hunting Vapor hashtag panel, where do you feel the vaping industry is heading with the new FDA pushback at the moment? So that is one for Nick. And there's another one before I forget it is, 1 second, let me find it. Sorry. Oh, yeah. So Cole Van Dyke asked about... someone else asked about a coil. What do you prefer, coil-wise, single or dual? So if you want to just pick up on them guys, like, sorry there, Nick, but yeah.
Actually, we'll save the FDA question for a second because we will be talking about advocacy in just a minute here. Let's see. Let's get to. I'm going through them one by one here. For everyone, including people in chat, what do you prefer, single or dual coil RTA? Personally, I like dual coil because that's just the type of vapor I am. However, there are a couple pretty cool single coil RTAs at the moment. The SMM by Wotofo, the Serpent SMM, is really, really, really good. I definitely recommend that one. If you're looking for kind of the smaller, kind of low profile sort of tank, kind of like, it's almost the size of like an RDA, really. So if you're looking for a nice little kind of smaller tank, that would be the way to go. The GoVad, I know by Vandy Vape, is a good one for a single coil. It's got a lot of airflow, though. I haven't reviewed it yet, but I'm kind of putting it off because, I don't know, a lot of airflow and not really for me personally. Let's see.
And also, you've got Vandy Vape, who've just brought out that new triple coil RTA as well.
Yeah, which we're going to be talking about in just a minute as well.
Oh, shut up then.
So let's see, Royal Hunter X or Dead Rabbit. I don't know. I don't own either of those personally. I don't know if you guys do, but
I like the Royal Hunter X. I do like the Royal Hunter X. To be honest, I think I like the Royal Hunter X more for the way it looks. I love the way it looks. I really do.
Yeah.
I've got to be fair. The Dead Rabbit does perform excellent.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yep.
I've heard really good things.
You get so much flavor off of that RDA. It's unreal.
Nice. Well, he says he's using the mesh single coil right now, and the spitback is brutal. And I agree with that 100%. Spitback is really brutal on the mesh. I feel like if it was a bit cooler, like if it was a bit toned down, like if it was, higher resistance, lower wattage sort of situation, it would be a little bit better. But I don't know. I'm having some issues with it, especially with that spitback, because it's pretty bad. It like pops big globs of hot liquid directly into your mouth, and it's not fun. Fuse Claptons are aliens in the Kylan. Personally, Fuse Claptons are my go-to coil, 100% go-to.
I do like Fuse Claptons. I do.
Yeah, I've got to be fair. In the Kylan, the aliens are a bit too much.
Aliens can get a bit too hot. I do like an alien build on a mech if I have it just set up just right. 26 cores usually, and with like nichrome 80 or maybe even stainless. That is a really good build for a mech. But in a tank, I think Fuse Claptons are the way to go. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up on comments, guys. Sorry if I miss your comment too. We will be doing these streams every single week, so make sure you pay attention. And if you don't get your question answered in this particular stream, we're going to be back next week. Let's see.
If you really have a question that you want us to answer, feel free to repeat the same question if we do happen to miss it, because the way the chat goes up, you can miss individual questions or comments. So feel free to message it again.
Absolutely. Let's see. I'm trying to get through these. I'm trying not to have dead air for a while. Cassie has a thing for you there, Vinny.
Is it about the 1,000 milligrams?
Yeah.
I did write back to you, Cassie H. But I mean, I know you say you're dropping it under your tongue. I mean, what do you think? Or maybe on an RDA dripping it? Obviously not at high wattage, but because I don't know, I want something I can just chill and have a vape on rather than just dropping it under my tongue. Because I have dropped this stuff under my tongue, even though it's the e-liquid version. But yeah, I probably want to vape it rather than drop it.
I would say try an additive instead of a pre-mixed flavor, Vin. I would say 1,000 milligram additive, just drop it in whatever you're vaping on and you're good to go. I would probably tank it versus RDA, though, personally.
To be honest, yeah, maybe I should go for the additive. I want to look online because, I mean, I don't know. I spent £45 on it. That's not cheap for a bottle of 30 ml e-juice. You know, I mean, I've never spent that much on an e-juice before, and I don't know.
There's a question there just popped up for Chris.
Yeah, Chris, you're quiet.
I'd love for him to take it away.
No.
One sec. Where's the? Oh, what about the Pro Color? Is that what it is?
No. I go for it, Chris.
Yeah, man.
Have you bought one already, James, or are you looking at buying one? Because if you're looking at buying one, coming from a reviewer's perspective and also from a business owner's perspective as well, I would stay away from that mod. Just don't even go anywhere near it. I sort of reviewed it. I just don't do smock at the minute. The company's products, quality, everything at the minute. There's no innovation. But when you talk about it from a business perspective, I have bought 4 of them into stock and 4 of them have been returned due to the chip frying on the actual mod. It comes back in, no screen, no recognizer of a USB cable, anything. The quality of smock products at the minute, I would stay well away from. The tanks, coils, everything at the moment, the coils are lasting 2-3 days. If that, and that's using juices that have got no sweeteners in them, anything. It's just the quality of everything coming out of smock at the moment. I would seriously consider staying away from it just for the time being, and that's putting it nicely.
They do have a nice mod coming out though, the Majesty kit. That does look really nice. Obviously, I don't know what chips in there. You don't know how it's going to perform. Obviously, I just saw it at the London Vape Show. Fell in love with it because it's resin or a carbon fiber effect, and they said it's going to be very. Not cost effective, affordable. Sorry, for a resin mod, it's going to be very affordable. And I am a fan of smock. Yeah, I think they've hit a lull at the minute where they're just turning out the same rebranded stuff or refurbished stuff, whatever it is. But I've got my fingers crossed for the Majesty kit. It does look, because it doesn't look like a smock product that we're used to at the moment.
It doesn't.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to the Majesty kit, I have to say.
See what Carl's put in chat there, the Alien 220, and he can't get TC mode to work right. Some smock mods do temperature control well, some don't. The Alien, going back to the whole Pro Color situation, the Alien was smock's probably best-selling mod and kit anyway. And like Vinny's just said there, smock seems to be stuck in this thing at the moment where they just can't get past the success of the Alien, and they can't stop making mods that are basically the same as the Alien. If they can get past that, like the Majesty kit does look different. I'm hoping that it's a different chip and it does perform better, because we tried one at the London Vape Show and it was a pretty nice mod. It looked nice, performed well. But yeah, if they can get out of this lull at the minute, maybe go and design a new tank, maybe work on the cotton they're using in the coils or something, and just get away from the whole Alien thing. I've spoke to Smock personally, myself, and they confirmed that the Pro Color is basically the 2nd generation Alien. And it just summed up everything that I've been saying for a long time. Do you just need to, I wouldn't say, in a way, go away for a bit and maybe design something. Don't release anything for a while, which could be good and bad, because obviously they're known for releasing very aggressive on the hardware side of things. But talking about, which we'll talk in a bit about the advocacy side as well, but they're starting to release mods now that maybe appeal to children, and that just doesn't go down well with me. I don't know what you guys think, but
yeah, I mean, I saw the I saw the skull one, the Halloween one.
Halloween.
I don't like the look of that. I really don't, because to me it just looks like a pro color with a skull superimposed onto it, and I don't see any point in it. You know, they've got the Majesty kit coming out. Instead of plugging away at that, or maybe a light up tank, maybe promote the Majesty kit. You know, it's something that they're not doing. It's not got the lights on, you know, it's something that looks different. It's not something that you would think from Smok now, because everything that's coming out has got lights on, you know. So instead of going for the Halloween kit, because I don't like it, I just think it looks a bit cheap.
You know what it reminds me of is like a few years back, way back, some company came out on what was it? On Fast Tech. There was a Christmas tree mech mod. And it was the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I thought it was like just a troll kind of thing. I thought it was like, oh yeah, haha, funny joke. No, that was legit. It was a Christmas tree shaped mod. I'm pretty sure Grim Green has one, actually. But yeah, all these like goofy looking, that Halloween edition was just the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Like, I wanted to just write no on Twitter to them, because like, oh my God, it's so bad. So
no, what you were saying before, Vinny, I've got a feeling that the Majesty kit might be a slightly more expensive than anything we've probably seen from Smok in the past.
Yeah.
And they don't
I agree with you with that.
Well, they don't seem to promote the cheaper kits that much, because obviously their market at the minute is between, in pounds at least, the 50 to 70 sort of price range. But I think the Majesty kit, you could be looking at maybe 80 to 100 on that one, because I did speak to the Smok guys, and from what I could understand from them, it was probably going to be a little bit more expensive than, say, the GX24. But what they were trying to say is the resin thing.
I thought that, I swear, maybe I've got it wrong. And I mean, the language barrier is quite hard sometimes. But I honestly, for some reason, the number like 65 rings in my head, because I was shocked at the price. I assumed it would be a lot more expensive, but then again, that could be the language barrier. I might just fabricate that in my mind, but I don't know.
Brilliant price.
You know, and that's what I was thinking. If it's going to be that affordable, not cheap, because, you know, it's still 65, but that affordable for a resin mod. And it's not just resin; they have like a carbon fiber effect to it as well. And they'll probably bring out. I mean, Smok always bring out loads of different colors, but it does look nice, I've got to say.
See, one thing I was surprised with Smok about, and because they released it so close to TPD, obviously I've got one. People probably sitting in chat here probably think, oh, this guy just hates Smok. It's not the point at all. I absolutely love Smok as a company. All my videos on my channel with the higher views on them are all Smok products. I was surprised that when the TPD came in, that they didn't try and make a compliant version of the TFE12, because the 12 was sort of advertised, released, and it was a month, maybe 2 months worth of sale time, and it's gone. And for a company like Smok, I thought you just need to put a smaller tank in that, maybe slightly smaller coil, because they've done it with the Baby Beast and the Big Baby. You've got the big sort of EU-style core coils now. But I just don't know why they didn't do that, because the 12 sort of, it was out, then it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, the 12, it weren't out for long enough, but honestly, I don't see how with the whatever the coil, I think it was called the duodenary. I've never found out how to pronounce that properly, and I struggled on my thing. Honestly, I still don't know to this day. I don't think that tank could have had, with that coil, a 2 mil capacity, because obviously, guys, if you don't know, here in the UK we have the TPD or the TR, was it TRPR? And we are limited to 2 mil tanks. This is not a 2 mil tank. We're limited to 2 mil tanks. So I do not think with the TFV12, with those stock coils, you know, it just drank juice. You could have probably 3 or 4 puffs and then have to refill with that. It was that crazy.
Yep. I agree.
I would have loved to have seen a 2 mil tank, but I don't think it would have been practical with it.
The way around that would just be simply to release a glass section like Aspire did with the Cleto 120, though.
Yeah, like the Fat Boy. That's true. Yeah.
Because at the minute, the Cleto 120 comes as a 2 mil, and I've personally used one as a 2 mil tank, and that's the same. You're filling it every couple of goes, but customers now seem to come in and buy the Cleto 120, then ask for the extension glass, which is obviously sold separately to be compliant. But
with that one, you can take out, is it you swap out the glass with it with the old one, isn't it?
Yeah, when the
Thickness.
Aspire released the Cleto 120, it's basically the same tank, same dimensions, same width, height, everything. All they've done, Aspire are very clever.
Yeah, they
Aspire seems to be on it. As soon as something happens with this TPD and things, they Aspire are straight in there. And what they've done is the Cleto 120 ships as the same size tank that it was used to be. All they did differently was put an extra piece of glass on the inside of the tank. Unfortunately, not removable. It is sort of stuck into that glass. You just pull it off and put the old one back on. It's done.
It's like the EXO, isn't it? The Aspire EXO. You can just swap out for one of the old coils because all the EXO coil is just a chunkier coil. You just buy the old coils and you've got X amount of mils.
Yeah, it goes to 3.5.
That's it, yeah.
Well, it's like the Kylin. The Kylin comes stock with a 2 mil tank, and then they package with it a big ass extension glass.
That one.
Yeah, with your chimney extension. Yeah, it's a good idea.
We got a hello from Denmark. Vape on.
What's
right
up,
on.
Denmark?
Let's see. We got a couple of questions here. Hunting Vapor said, I'm an old fart and don't care about matchy-matchy. I just want the shit to work. Anyone else fall into that category? Personally, I like matchy-matchy.
I love matchy-matchy. It's got to be.
I do and I don't. I'm not really fussed. I mean, if it matches 100%, I'm happy. But if it doesn't, I mean, I do want to go out and get an RDA to match the Aspire Speeder. But apart from that, I'm not really too fussed, man. I had the Apocalypse RDA on the Steampunk Nano, and that was definitely not matchy-match.
I've got to admit, I've got a bit of matchy-matchy going on that, but I'm really not bothered about it. As long as it works and I can vape on it, I'm happy.
One of my main things, I was just going to say, one of my main things is if it hangs over the side, like the 28 millimeter RDAs on the RX Gen 3 can't stand overhang. That's just me.
Yeah. See, when it comes to my black setups, I tend to want matchy-matchy, black on black. But like you got there, Nick, you've got your RX Gen 3. Nothing's going to match with that one. I love the colour.
Custom drip tip wood, though.
Yeah.
But that Kylin's got green and black, isn't it? There's a little bit of green in that Kylin. Yeah, that would match straight away.
I put it in there so that I could use it on the RX.
That's been a bit too much OCD right there.
I opened the box, I was like, oh, green O-ring. Straight up.
Let's see. What else we got here?
There you go. Andy's just said there was a rumor of a TPD compliant TFE12. I'd have one, to be fair.
I would have one.
Oh, Mitch asks, who's the other guy that barely talks? I'm assuming he's talking about Mike. Mike hasn't posted a link to his channel because his channel is not live yet. He's just got his new... Well, I'll let Mike take it away.
Thank you. Well, basically, yeah, I'm just getting into the reviewing side of things. I've been trying to help Jay out with his LVC lot. And I've now just got a computer that can handle running the webcam and that, so I can start doing videos and that. I've just got to buy some stuff to actually review now.
And as everyone else pimps their channel.
Yeah, but Mike, you've got loads of mechs. I mean, you are the mech heavy man. Do you need to go out and buy more stuff, or is that just what you want to do?
I always need to buy more stuff.
Of course.
That's why I've got a vape card sponsored by Halifax.
We have a guy over here called Big Lou East Coast Review, and he does pretty much all the mechs. He's like kind of known for his mech mod reviews, and that's what I picture Mike's channel being, is kind of like Big Lou, just like the mech professional, like heavily focused channel.
Well, I don't know about professional. I'm happy using mechs. It's what I prefer using. I do use regulated mods when I'm at work mostly, but that's the only time I use them. The rest of the time, I am on a mech.
Yeah.
So I enjoy building coils. I enjoy vaping on a mech, basically.
What Nick just said about posting links to channels, I only just realised that being plugging the show link all the way through.
Yeah, if anyone's quiet, they're probably pimping the show. Well, we got 52 people in the room, so big shout out.
Yeah, wicked guys.
My channel is actually live at the moment, but I do have zero content on there at the moment.
Fair enough.
So, at Stephen Whitlock, Jay, thoughts on the new piston switch? So, for you guys that don't know, the new piston switch is an upgraded switch from the Mongrel that has just been released. You can't really see it there. It is nice. It's got a really short throw on there compared to the other switch, the V2 switch. I do like it. There is one little bit of a gripe that I've got with it, is that the surface area is a little bit small, but it's livable. It performs nice. It's so short the throw that there's no way of it ever getting stuck. Like, for people that know, hashtag sticky gate. But yeah, it's nice. It's aesthetically pleasing. It looks really nice, and it performs really well. Yeah, I am pleased with it. Just that one little bit, that the surface area could have been like a little bit more. They could have recessed, made the actual firing button a little bit bigger and recessed it in there a little bit, so it was the whole bottom that was able to be pushed, but it's not. But having said that, it's not a real biggie, but it performs really well, and I'm actually loving the new Pure line. Number 3 of the brass. Love it.
Show off.
And also the other thing with the new piston switch is the actual contact area for the battery is bigger than the V2 standard V2
hell of a
switch.
lot bigger. Hell of a lot bigger. I was quite surprised when obviously I took it to pieces because, you know, it was new. I had to see how it performed. I had to see what was inside it. It's a good job that it didn't have screws, because everything that I normally take to pieces with screws normally ends up with a pile of screws there. And yeah, well, anyway. But yeah, it's really nice. Like, it's done really well. I like it. I do.
Cloudy Craig wants some juice recommendations. Wait, well, before we get into this, Cloudy Craig, are you in the UK? Does anyone know? Okay.
Yeah, he's in the UK.
All right. So I don't really know too much about UK juice other than what I saw at London Vape Show. So I'll let you guys handle this one.
Cloudy Craig, what kind of juice you into, dude? I'm sure you've mentioned it to me before, but what kind of juice do you like? What kind of flavor preference? Are you desserty? Are you fruity? Are you menthol? Are you tobacco?
And that's kind of a key thing. I always ask that when I'm dealing with customers at the shop, is like they ask for a recommendation, and I try to like triangulate good stuff for them, because like I don't want to give them, oh, this is my favorite, there you go, because they might not like it, you know. But yeah, I always try to like
your juice.
Yeah. No, I don't always pimp my own juice. I am fair.
I would pimp his juice though. It's nice.
It is good.
So
Nick, say that story that you that happened. You sold a woman a thing of juice, and she ended up taking all of your juice.
Oh, at the show, yeah. So I brought a couple of bottles, just a couple of bottles of each of my flavors to the London Vape Show, the Vape Finder London Vape Show. Have to pimp that too. So I brought a couple of bottles of my juice over there just to have you guys try it, and, you know, for other people maybe to gain some interest and see what the market's like, and potentially release out there in the UK, bring Blaz over there. So people were trying it. It was at the Vape Finder booth, and people were trying it. And I had a woman come up to me, and she said, "Oh my God, is that your juice? I love it. I love it." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's Blaz. You know, I'm hoping to get it over here pretty soon." She's like, "Well, I want it. Can I buy a bottle from you?" And this was on the second day out of 3. So I was like, well, come back to me if you're here tomorrow. Come back and see me at the end of the show, and I'll sell you a bottle, you know. And she came back. And she said, "I'm back." You know, this is at the very end of the show. She said, "I'm back for the juice." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Well, you know, $10 a bottle." So, what? I think I sold it. I was gonna have her just take one, but she said, "Can I take 2 and I'll give you 10 pounds?" I'm like, "Okay, whatever. If you want to pay me, you know, that'll buy me a couple drinks or something, sure." So she said she was gonna take 2 bottles, and I went back over to like clean up the rest of it, and they were all gone. Every bottle was gone. And I brought 2 of each, a 0 and a 3 milligram of each, and they were all gone. So I think she just swiped them, but hey,
she got a good deal.
she liked it, and I got 10 pounds. So I mean, I'm all right.
Well, maybe if she didn't take it, maybe your luggage would have been over the weight. You know, you got to think about a positive. Who knows?
Well, I brought quite a bit of juice.
You got to compensate the Kinder eggs for the bottle weight. So
right,
you got a good deal there.
Yep.
Cloudy Craig, sorry. With regards to wire, I tend to go for Wrathful wires. That's competition grade NI80, and I believe they are about £11 for 10 foot. And they come in 20, 22 and 24 gauge, unless you can manage to get hold of their builder's supply.
Nice.
But the man you need to speak to is someone called Dan Stockdale. He's on Facebook, and he is the owner of Wrathful Wires.
Chuck his name in the chat, Mike.
Yeah. Drop a link if you can.
I tried to drop the link direct to his website, and it's not letting me.
Oh, wait, it's because I didn't add you as a moderator.
Oh,
Because you haven't been typing up in the chat. You got to type something, and I'll add you as a moderator.
Mike, just drop your URL, even though you haven't got any content. If anyone's interested,
Well,
in
I have to add him as a moderator first.
Okay, wait for that.
I'm going to do a little plug here for Vape's reviews. He's been putting that in there quite a bit, and I've just remembered seeing it again. So yeah, Vapes has been one of the LVC family from the beginning, over 2 years, and he's there in most streams that he can. I've met him a few times. He's a decent geezer. He always takes time to come over and see me at the shows and have his pictures and whatnot taken. I don't know why, but he does it. Yeah. But yeah, so big up to Mako. He's just starting out in the reviewing game. So if there's any advice or tips or anything that you want from us guys, just hit us up, and we'll be glad to help you along the way. So I think his channel is going to be called Vape Reviews. So yeah, go over there and have a little hit up or whatever you do on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. That's the one.
Don't forget to smash that like button.
Drop a comment and ring that notification bell. Ding-a-ling-ling.
So Dom asks, this is a question for Chris. Would you go traveling with Rick from Rick and Morty if it meant you had to leave your life behind forever?
Yeah, see, Dom actually works for me, and he likes these questions. These are usually the crazy Monday questions. Dom, I'm not leaving everything behind forever for Rick and Morty. It means I'd have to leave all these guys too, and they're gorgeous. So,
well, if you believe in the multiverse theory, there is a version of you out there that does travel the world with, or the multiverse with Rick. So there you go.
Yeah.
Well, actually, let's get on a topic real quick, because Chris, you've been quiet, and I wanted to get you involved. Chris, I threw a link in our group chat that was all about a poll from I forget what it was. What is it? Do you remember, Chris?
LBC,
something like that. Yeah, it's a UK, I'm guessing, publication.
A radio channel. It's called Leading Britain's Conversation, and it's a radio channel dedicated to, I wouldn't say arguments, but it's just a chat show, and all they do is chat about different topics ranging from so diverse, it's unbelievable. But yeah, it's quite popular in the UK.
Okay, so they had a poll question up on their Twitter that was asking whether or not e-cigs should be promoted by England Public Health. And there was, for and against, yes or no, basically. And people were voting, and I dropped the link in there and had everyone share it for a while. But Chris, I believe you wanted to tackle this topic, so go for it.
Yeah, see, what I've got is, it's obviously the whole advocacy thing still, but I don't know if you guys have it in the States, the whole Stoptober thing in October.
No, I don't think so.
No, well, in the UK, at least anyway, the October in the UK is classed as Stoptober, and it's basically a month where you try and stop smoking, whether it be with patches, the nicotine gum. But now, one of the things that I think is absolutely brilliant is the NHS in the UK has now officially started to push the use of e-cigs, vape mods, all that kind of thing. And there's an advert just come out on UK television anyway, and it's all about, you know, what Stoptober is a month, stop smoking, all the rest of it. But I was watching the first time the other day, it came on, and it says you can use patches, you can use the nicotine gum, or you can use e-cigarettes. And there's a guy just walking down the street with a mod in his hand, and it's so good to see. It's so refreshing to see obviously the medical side of things in the UK is finally starting to push out the use of using e-cigarettes and vaping as an alternative to smoking. And just for it to be backed up by the main medical body in the UK, obviously the health organisation, the NHS, it's so refreshing to see. It's something that I believe everyone in the UK and even outside the UK should be sharing as much as they can, pushing it as far as they can, because there's so many people out there that want these things gone. They don't want you to be talking about them, selling them, doing what we're doing right now. They would quite happily, no, let's use tobacco, only tobacco, or let's use a company that tobacco companies fund. So for the whole thing for it to finally starting to come out, it's being spoken about in Parliament, it's being advertised on national television. I think it's refreshing to see. It's really good, and hopefully it carries on and gets better, because at the end of the day, this is harm reduction, as much as people are trying to say it's not, which obviously Nick spoke about with the LBC thing. The comments on that particular vote, whether it should be yes to using e-cigarettes, no to using e-cigarettes, some of the comments were started off with, I'm not a smoker, I've never been a smoker, these things kill you. Well, how do you know? You didn't even smoke in the first place. How do you physically know that e-cigarettes, anything like that, physically harm your body, can kill you? All the different research that's coming out. If you want to go down the route of talking about the Royal College of Physicians study that they brought out, these people are listened to worldwide. If these guys say something, the majority of people around the world stand up and listen. And these guys came out and said that vaping, e-cigarette use, whatever you want to call it, is at least 95% safer than smoking tobacco. Now, for a company or organization that big to come out and say something that strong, I think you should listen to them. And I mean, the American guys, obviously there's people in the chat and Nick and stuff, you guys are having a pretty hard time with the whole FDA and things, and them just wanting to ban vaping completely. I think it's about time people started to look into this more and research it more and actually promote it, because at the end of the day, me personally anyway, this is the only thing that stopped me from smoking. The patches didn't work, they made me feel sick. The gum is horrible, it just tastes wrong. But this, yeah, okay, you can have all your little fancy flavors and stuff, but we're, us people in this chat, we're the hobbyists. We're like the small category of vapors that you still, obviously we still matter, but the core people that we're trying to appeal to is them people that are still smoking tobacco. And if they come in and get their little starter kits with the tobacco flavor, high milligram nicotine, that's what it's all about, is getting them people to come in and stop smoking cigarettes. I think what the NHS are doing at the minute is absolutely brilliant and should be shared as far as you can. So yeah,
no, definitely. I totally agree with that. It's amazing to see the NHS finally get behind vaping as an alternative to smoking, instead of maybe the mist or the gum. I've tried the gum and I hated the gum. I even got a rash from the patches. Nothing worked for me. And vaping did, you know, vaping was like the holy grail of it all. And yeah, I mean, when I started out, I looked at the expensive mods and I thought I'm never going to be into that to that extent where I start wanting to chuck clouds. I used it as a way to get off of cigarettes, and for me, it helps. I mean, to be honest, I'm starting to go back into the gym for the charity boxing event, and I'm on the treadmill, and I think, wow, I can actually do this. I can jog. I don't feel like I'm suffocating because I'm smoking. I feel really good. And I'll have a vape before I go into the gym. I'll vape when I come out of the gym, and I feel all right. I mean, I just want to touch on something. There was a study done they took 43 houses, non-smokers, smokers, and vapors. And there was a lot more like carcinogens and things like that in the smokers' houses, and the ones that didn't vape or smoke indoors and the ones that did vape indoors, it was basically the same. You know, there was no elevated levels of anything in there. And I mean, that study in itself should just show that, you know, secondhand vapor is not a problem. Obviously, don't go blowing clouds in people's faces. Don't be, you know, that person. But there's no harm in secondhand vaping, like there is in secondhand smoking. And yeah, for all them people that just like on that voting thing, I mean, I was going to get involved, and to be honest, it's like talking to a brick wall. Just really quickly, hello Barry Patterson, what's going on, dude? He asked for a shout out. So yeah, I mean, it's like you're talking to a brick wall with certain people. You know, they're like, oh, well, you know, you shouldn't be vaping, you shouldn't be smoking, you shouldn't be doing anything. Well, in that same note, fair enough. If you want to be all natural, then you shouldn't be taking antibiotics, you shouldn't be drinking alcohol. You know, if you want to get down to it, this is a healthier alternative, and it saved myself and a lot of people I know from smoking. I feel better for it. So who are you to tell me that I shouldn't be doing it?
And we actually had a question. Someone asked, what do you think of the TPD requirements? Does anyone want to field that one?
Well, I'll have a little go. Do you know, in some ways, yeah, the TPD has actually helped in certain respects. Whereas now, you can only use certain quantities of certain different, well, what do we call it? Let's call them chemicals, because pretty much that's what they are. But yeah, so now we have a body that you've got to submit your toxicology reports and all the other stuff that goes with it. But now you have to list and label every sort of ingredient that goes into there. So now for 100%, we know what is actually in, like the e-juice, the vape juice, whatever you want to call it. We know what is in the bottle that we're actually vaping on now. And like, you know, I think in my personal opinion, I think that's a really, really good thing. Like, because before that, you didn't really know what was in there. Like this gets me onto a whole nother thing, like homebrew and stuff like that. I will not try people's homebrew just because I don't know where it's been or what's in it. And I'm just funny like that. But whereas, like, you know, the TPD, I think it swings and roundabouts. There is some bad parts about it and there is some good parts about it. You know, you've just got to take it and, like, you know, we've got to see where it's going. And in 2019 we've got the review or whatever it is coming up in Parliament or whatever. I can't remember what place it is, but you know, there's people working in the background, like, you know, the NNA and all the other people doing all good sorts of stuff that people don't realize, like, that's going on behind the scenes to try and help us as much as possible. So, you know, every time I go to a vape show and I see like advocacies there, I, like, you know, give them a few quid. I know it's only a few quid and it might not make the biggest bit of difference, but I feel like I give them a few quid and help towards the cause of it, because, like, you know, same as the other guys, I use the other stuff, like the nicotine, the little inhalers, the patches, the gum. The gum just tasted like a dirty ashtray. The patches just made me have stupid, crazy nightmares, and like there were so vivid dreams, and it was just crazy. So I had to come off of all that. The only thing that really worked was obviously, yeah, determination, but vaping. Vaping was the ultimate thing. And the thing is, I like to smoke. I'm going to admit it. I don't care what anyone can judge me anywhere they like. I used to love smoking. I don't know why. It was just one of them things. I used to love smoking. But I've got kids, you know, everybody, no one's getting any younger. You always, as each day goes by, you're getting older. So it's health aspects and on all that sort of stuff with it as well. So I turned to smoking. I give it a try. It worked for a little while, then it didn't. Then I went back to, you know, smoking. But that was because of, like, back then, this is like in the era, as Vinny would likes that word, think you? So back then, this is like going back 5-6 years ago. Like, there was not a lot of knowledge and there was not a lot of stuff about, but I give it a go. I wasn't in the right frame of mind. I went back to smoking, and then I thought, you know what? Just because of my kids, you know, health reasons, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it this time. So I done it. I stopped smoking. It was great. And then, do you know what? I really enjoyed vaping. I just loved everything about vaping. That's how I became an hobbyist. I just love shiny. I like all different. I love every aspect with vaping. There's so much stuff that's involved. You know, the community as a whole, the shows that you go to, you meet some great people. You know, you meet people that have produced certain products, and you know that their heart and soul has gone into this. And, like, you know, I just love that sort of feel about it. It's just a different sort of thing in life that I just love to do. So That's my penny's worth.
Well, there you go. So I really wanted to quickly talk about FDA regulations because obviously we are intercontinental here. We are by country. I don't know.
United Nations.
So with the FDA regulations, what's going on right now? Obviously, post August 8th, 2016, there are no new products, no new innovation, and the FDA is determined to regulate every single product in our industry. And they're having thousands and thousands of SKUs come in to their office with, you know, thousands of different e-liquid flavors and combinations of bottle size and nicotine strength and all that. And we're coming up now at the end of September is the last day, I believe, you can register your e-liquid. So many companies are scrambling right now to get as many SKUs in as possible. And even the FDA has clarified the rules. Whereas before you would have to submit every single bottle size label, nicotine strength label, and flavor label. So if you had one flavor in 5 different bottle sizes, then that would be 5 things that you have to upload to the FDA's website. And it was burdening their website. It was taking it down. It was giving you error messages, and it was becoming a big time hassle. So they've simplified it actually to include that if you have a variant list, then you can get away with submitting 1 label for each flavor, as long as the only things that are different about it are either nicotine strength, bottle size, or PG-VG ratio. So they've actually kind of understood that they've got a lot of work ahead of them, and they're kind of tuning the rules to suit not only their preference, but also to, you know, I guess kind of help us out in the long run. But yeah, that's currently what's happening right now with the FDA. And it's a lot of work because I've had to do a lot of things for Blaz and get in all the recipes and all the labels and everything, which, you know, there are still products that are not released to the public that people got in just before August 8th. They came up with a bunch of recipes and just blasted out a whole bunch of flavors that they're keeping off the market intentionally. And with that, you're going to still see some new products trickle their way onto the market over the course of the next few years, but it's going to be mostly coming from the bigger companies that had the manpower to get that done before August 8th. But yeah, that's what's going on right now. The only other thing I wanted to talk about when it comes to advocacy is the fact that recently there was a budget bill for the state of Connecticut, which my shop, Voltage Vape, is in Connecticut. And we were facing a possible 75% tax on vapor products. That's a wholesale tax, not a retail tax. However, 75% is a big number, and that could really, really damage the industry. Bottle prices would probably go up about, you know, $10 or so. So going from a 60 mil costing $25 would end up costing $35 to the public, and that could potentially kill the industry in Connecticut. We mobilized quickly with a call to action from CASA. And if you don't know about CASA, it's in every single one of my videos. It's down in the description. I always say at the end of my videos, make sure you check out the links in the description for advocacy, because it's important, you know, and that kind of thing can potentially stop bans. It can stop, you know, taxes and everything else if you mobilize. So we actually mobilized. I say we as Connecticut Vapors. We had about 20 or 30 people go to the State House on the day it was being talked about, with signs held high saying, you know, stop the tax, you know, vaping saves lives, this, that, and third. And we actually got the language removed. I'm pretty sure we played a significant part in the language being removed from the budget bill. However, it's not over. They could still add it in before it's voted on. I'm not sure. I haven't checked back with this situation, but I'm pretty sure they still haven't voted on it. But it's all due to the governor of Connecticut. The governor of Connecticut didn't have a budget in place for the past like 6 months or something like that. And it's his last term. He's not running for a re-election, so he doesn't really care. He's going to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. And hopefully the vapor tax doesn't stick. And that's my little spiel on stateside advocacy. And I think we should move on to a somewhat happier topic.
75% though, that is insane. I just have to say that's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
I nearly fell off my seat when you said that.
75% wholesale tax, yeah. I mean, that's what you see on cigarettes, but trying to blanket us in with cigarettes is kind of a dumb move on their part, because it was obviously it was a tax increase for combustible tobacco as well, but they just kind of threw the vapor tax in there as well. They just threw a number out, and we were like, no, it's not going to happen. So anyone see any good questions pop up in chat recently?
Yeah.
One from the Hunting Vapor.
Oh, go on.
He said, I have a son that smokes 2 to 3 packs a day, wants to try vaping, but says he has anxiety attacks at the thought of stopping smoking. Any thoughts?
I would say
start by doing both if you really need to. You know, if he's going to have an anxiety attacks, tell him it's not, you know, this or that. I mean, a lot of people, I mean, I just went cold turkey with it. I just went for vaping, dive straight in with it. But that doesn't always work for everyone. We're all different. If he's going to have anxiety attacks about it, you know, do both. I mean, I believe I hope I pronounce Amit Dixit. Is that right? I mean, he still smokes 4 cigarettes a day, but he's gone down from 40 a day. You know, so vaping helped him cut out 36 cigarettes a day. I know dual users, and I mean, there's no shame in it. At the end of the day, it's whatever works for that specific individual. And there was another question about vape shops pushing expensive mods or mods that people do not need for new starters. And, you know, a new starter like myself, I haven't got it here. I had an Ego pen. I had a Flavor Ego pen with a silica wick when I started. No variable voltage, no variable wattage, nothing like that. You know what? For someone who's just starting out, they need the tight draw. They need one button. You know, I think Aspire have a mod where you can either press a little button or you can just like pull it like a cigarette. You know, keep it simple. I think there's a survivalist term called KISS, and it's like keep it simple, stupid. You know, just, yeah, keep it simple. Don't go for the variable wattage. Don't go for the variable voltage. Something easy where there's no error in it.
You're talking about that from Aspire, aren't you?
I was hoping you would pull it up. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
It's got a button and it's pull activated too, yeah. 0.6 ohm coils and 1.2 or 1.8 come in the box. I've got the 0.6 in there at the moment. 6 milligram menthol, perfect. And it's not a bad little device either.
And the Easy Watt is exactly that market. It's for the beginner. It's a super, super simple 1-button or 2-button operation, but it is variable power. And I believe you can also get sub-ohm coils for it, which is kind of cool. But
or even the Juul.
The Juul, yeah. Well, okay, yeah. Let's go on.
Even more simple.
My Juul is dead at the moment.
Mine ain't.
But I have the Fix here. The Fix is great for beginners because it's so simple. Pod, battery, done. Pop it in, good to go.
You haven't even got to worry about changing coils. Once the juice runs out, you need a new coil. That's it. You know, obviously you can hack to refill it, but then you've got to take into consideration the coil change and such. But it's a pod system. You know, I don't think it gets any simpler than that pod system, Nick.
Agreed. Yeah, definitely.
Plug and play. Do you know what as well? Yeah, I only got this just because I see you were at the show and I was intrigued by it. And then Al from Flatwire UK said, "I got one of them. You can have it." I was like, "Yeah, sweet. I'll have that." Just because sometimes I need that little fix. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I do need that little bit of extra. That just something, you know, because I'm a bus driver, London bus driver. You know what the traffic's like anywhere, but in London it's insane. You drive in, I lose time. I get a little bit of stand time at each end. What I like to do, if I've got 10 or 15 minutes, I like to pull out my vape. I like to rip some fat clouds and like everybody looking at me as they're walking past the bus. I love all that attention. Sometimes I don't get enough time, and sometimes like a 3 mg or a 0, depending on what I've got with me on that day. Sometimes it just doesn't do it, and I'm stressed from driving or whatnot. So I just have this in my pocket. I just whip it out, and I just give this bad boy a vape.
See, to touch on something you just said there as well, Jay, with the whole, people keep asking me sometimes, they see me using all the high-end sub-ohm mods, the mechanical mods, things like that. A customer came into the shop the other day, and I was using this, and he said to me, why have you got something like that? You don't need that. And it was exactly the same reason as what you gave. Sometimes you just need that little bit of extra. And I said, you don't want to be putting 12 milligram, even 6 milligram in the kind of tanks that I vape on daily. It's just too much.
Yeah,
perfect.
I do love it. It's this has got to be, oh mate, it's the best fix that you can ever have. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, I know it's only small and you can only get them in the US, but hopefully my boy Nick's gonna hook me up with some pods, because I'm quite sick of hacking the pods to refill them up. But anyway, but yeah,
I got you.
It's all up.
It just does it. I have a few draws of this, and that's it. I'm like, woo! I don't need to vape anymore for a little while. I'm good to drive.
Yeah, I must admit, I need to get something like that for work, because my boss is getting the right up with me blowing out the clouds in his office.
And I know you guys can't get the Juul over there, but I would recommend getting yourself some Nick salt juice, which you can get over there. It's 20 milligram, but it'll do in a pinch, you know. Get yourself some salt-based nicotine and get yourself a small pod system, or not pod system, like small open system. Like, I don't know if you probably have the iCare Solo over there by eLeaf, or like the Aspire POC X or the Aspire Breeze. Any one of those will be just as good. The iCare 2 just came out as well, which looks pretty nice.
I actually carry around. Sorry.
No.
So in my bag, in case this is flat, I actually carry around the little Nautilus X tank. Like, I'm a hardcore. I'm a cloud ripper. I'm a flavor chaser, cloud chaser, whatever you want to call it. I'm all of them things. But when you need that fix, you need that fix. So in my bag, I've got a few of the little Element Nick salts, like a few different of their flavors, little 10 ml bottles, and I've got my Nautilus X. If this is dead, then I'll just bang that on the mod, whack it down to 12 watts, and I'll happily vape on that just to get that little bit of a fix.
Macavapes asked if I could get the Juuls to the UK. I can send them to you personally, but I don't think I can import them because the nicotine strength that they use is too high. You guys have the Bow 1 over there, which is pretty darn good.
I'm intrigued with that budget one that you done. You know when you done the review on all 3 of them, and I think it was the $10 one. Like,
oh yeah, the Boulder Rock.
Mate, for $10, that's the perfect starting place for someone that wants to quit and they want that Nick fix. Like, you know, over there you can have the 50 mg or whatever it is. Does that come in bottles as well?
Yeah, you can get
it. So you can get 50 mg over there, and you can get that little bad boy up and ripping and give it to someone and introduce them into vaping, and mate, they'll be on their way.
Even 18 milligram regular nicotine, which you guys can get over there, would be good for that device.
Yeah, it probably would, but just saying 18 milligram just makes me cringe now. I don't know why. Unless it hasn't got the word Nick salt at the end of it, I don't want to know.
Cloudy Craig just come with a question. What's the reason I started vaping? Save money or for health? To be honest, dude, it was health. I was coming back from a camping trip with my brother, and I just spent so much money on cigarettes, because obviously drinking alcohol and smoking goes hand in hand. You spend money on both. And yeah, I just spent so much money on cigarettes, and I was in the petrol station. I saw it there and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to buy it. So I spent money on it, but also I'd wanted to quit smoking for a long time. And, you know, after a night out of drinking, when you are hungover and you wake up and your mouth tastes of cigarettes, your hands, doesn't matter how many times you wash and shower, you stink of cigarettes. I had that, and I had a cough, and I felt rotten. You know, it could have been from the alcohol as well. I'm not saying it wasn't, but it was mainly for health reasons, and the saving money was a bonus as well for me. But definitely I was worried about my health. You know, I tried to play five-a-side football, and I couldn't run. I done one, and five-a-side football, or soccer, as you guys over in the States would call it, is a small pitch. I ran up once, and I was out of breath. You know, I had to go in goal. I was tired straight away, so I was worried about my health. So yeah, I mean, that's why I started vaping, because I saw it as a healthier alternative, and I was curious about it as well. If my health, my respiratory would improve, and you know, knock on wood, you know, it has.
See, I like the whole thing that comes with vaping as well. I think Jay and you, Vinny, as well, touched on it before. I love the whole community side of things that comes with vaping. Like, I think it was on another show I was watching the other night. One of the guys said you wouldn't walk up to a smoker as a smoker and go, "Oh, what are you smoking now? What brand of ciggies have you got?" And it's something that happens a lot in the vaping industry. Like, obviously, being a reviewer and stuff, people come over to you and want to use what you're using and things. But a lot of people just, even that come into the shop, they come over and they go, one of the first questions they'll ask is either, "What juice are you vaping?" or "What mod have you got?" And it's nice because the whole community thing, it's so caring, and it's so like every single person, no matter if they're a reviewer, general vapor, just anyone at an expo in general, if you go over to them, they are just the nicest people in the world. You can have the most down-to-earth conversations with them. The vendors as well. Certain vendors I know personally, you can go over to them and have chats for hours about different things. But all these events, these expos, again, you would never see one for cigarettes. You wouldn't go into like the NEC, say in Birmingham over here, and there'd be a big smoking expo like Lambert and Butler and things. They've got their own stands and they're throwing giveaways and stuff. I mean, that's a different side of thing, and a lot of people don't like that for obvious reasons, which I can agree with both sides. But the expos, for me, I mean, I met these guys at an expo. I've personally made new friends, whether it be in fellow reviewers or just people that I've watched my videos I've never met in my life, and we've become close. We speak all the time on social media. I just like the whole thing of it's a friendly community. Everyone's there for the same reason. You'll bump into some people that, yeah, I've got pretty unique devices and they can stretch into the hundreds, maybe thousands of pounds, but everyone's different. Everyone's got something different in their personal collection, and it's nice to go to these events and just basically sit down and have a little. It's showing off to each other. Like, I've got this, and it's nice to see because there's that much variety in this industry. And the whole community thing is one of the best things I've ever experienced, and I just love being part of it. So,
yeah, I agree with you as far as the expos are concerned. They're kind of, showing off what you got. And I mean, I try to bring something unique whenever I go out to shows. Like, I showed you guys the AT7 box, and that was just, I don't even really like that mod. Like, it's a okay device, but at best it's okay. But as far as expos are concerned and, like, you know, showing off, it's something to show off, you know. And when it comes to
make that impression and look what I've got.
right. And when it comes to spending a ton of money on gear and everything else, you don't need hundreds of, you know, dollars worth of mods or juice or whatever. All you need is one. And, like, really, if you find that just that right one, like we did a little kind of, deserted island part on the last stream we did, where I asked you guys if you could take one mod, one atomizer, and one juice, and you had like a lifetime supply of batteries, let's say, what would it be? And, like, at the end of the day, we could all probably pick out one mod and one atomizer and one juice that we could just live off of. And that's kind of the question you have to ask yourself. And I mean, when the chips are down and when you're broke, you will find a way to get juice. And as reviewers, I don't look at it as in getting free shit in for review. I look at it as the next thing I have to do as far as, like, work, because it is a bit of work that goes into to reviewing itself. And I mean, I feel like I get paid in devices and, you know, hardware and juice and everything else, because what I'm doing for the company is basically like I'm, you know, promoting their product. Whether I give it a good review or a bad review, it's still getting the product out there. I guarantee the AT7 mod is still selling, even though a lot of people gave it a bad review. and Maca Vapes, you can hit me up on Facebook. I'm pretty sure someone can send you a link, or I don't know, just hit me up if you know my real name, Nick Bissett.
I'll send it over to him.
All right, cool. But yeah, we were running out of time here. We're going to stop streaming at 4 p.m. my time, and 9 p.m. your guys' time. So before we ended the show, I wanted to get a little bit of a topic in, which is vape mail, because I want to make this a regular thing. What everyone has got in this week. So Vinny, I guess we'll start with you if you're ready.
Yeah, man, I'm ready. To be honest, I thought I was actually looking at my vape mail here, the few bits I actually managed to keep in the room, and I thought we forgot about it. I was like, all right. So yeah, this week I got the Aspire Speeder, hence why I'm solely using this device, because I want to be testing it out to find out if there's any positives or negatives for it. And I have to say, so far so good. It's a really, really good device by Aspire. I am really, really enjoying it. And there are a few things that I do love in particular. So I got that sent out by Aspire. I've got a jiffy bag full of e-liquids right here from, I believe they're Decadent. Are they? 1 second. Yeah, Decadent Vapor e-liquids there. And the awesome guys over at No Limits. If you can look at the shirt, I got a massive box full of No Limits juices in for review as well. So I'm really excited about trying all those. When I opened the box, it smelled fruity. It smelled really, really good. And they sent me a camouflage snapback as well. And I don't know if you guys won't know that, but all my regular subscribers do know I am obsessed with all things camouflage. Now watch me vape. Pass it back to you, Nick. You might want to unmute yourself, though.
Right, for me, my vape mail this week was this little squonk mod. Jay, you'll have to help me. I can't remember the name of it now.
A-Leader X-Drip.
That's the one, thank you. And I've got to be fair, for such a cheap mod, it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, 100% resin, brass contacts or brass switches, the nice soft silicone bottle, single 18650, the inside contacts and the tube is all gold plated, and not a problem with it at all. And for something that was only £25 on pre-order, it's absolutely stonking. Well worth the money. Even thinking about getting another one. And like Vinny said, got a few bottles of the new range of No Limits e-liquid as well to try and review as well. So we'll see how that goes.
Sweet. Jay, you are up.
Oh, it's me. Hi, Mom. I'm on the TV. What's going on? Right. So this week I've also got the A-Leader X-Drip resin mech squonker. Don't watch the little Kangatech bottom fed dripper on there. It's all I've got. I need to purchase one, and I want it to be matchy, so I'm just using this for now. Yeah, like Mike said, it's absolutely amazing for what it is. £25. Like I've done squonking before, and then like I sort of left it a little bit, and now the hype, I don't know what it is. The hype's just gone crazy for squonking just recently. And I thought, do you know what? With the community being what it is, I've been suckered in, and I want to join and jump on that wagon. So I went and got this. It's a nice little performing piece of kit. I'm quite impressed and quite pleased with it so far. But my best thing this week has got to be my Brass Mongrel Pure line from Smug Mods. I'm a big fan of the mongrels. They're all UK British made, all the parts are British sourced. It's just British ingenuity at its best. It's affordable for, like, you know, the average sort of vapor. Well, although it is an advanced bit of kit, let me just put that out there, but it is affordable. That's the main thing about it. And it's all UK British, like, made, sourced materials. Like, I just love it. And this thing here, the way that I actually got this was, so obviously being a reviewer, I watch other people's streams, and you know, we get a little bit of a rapport going on when I jump into other people's streams on Facebook. I'll jump up and say hi and whatnot. Anyway, so I actually entered a competition on Smog Mod's live feed that they done, and I won. Whee! I don't win a lot, being serious. I don't enter a lot, to be fair, but it was actually for a custom V2 mongrel where I could have anything put on there. It's fully customized and whatnot. But with the London Vape Show and I was busy, then holidays because the kids was off school and we went on holiday and went to theme parks and whatnot, and I just didn't have the time and whatever to upload it and give them my design. Then they announced that they was doing the Pure line, so I just hit Craig up and said, yeah, Craig, look, instead of a custom, he goes, I know what you're going to say, dude. You want a Pure line, don't you? I said, yeah. He said, go on the website then, pick a number and I'll send it to you. So I went on there. The lowest number brass one that they had was a number 3, so he sent it out. So yeah, cool. Rock on Smog Mods. Loving it.
And real quick, before we get to Chris, I just wanted to give a shout out to Amit. He wants us to shout out his Instagram. It's at monk187vapes. So if you feel like, you know, supporting the community, go check out his Instagram page and have a good night, buddy.
Take care, Amit.
And also, real quick, I wanted to put it out there. Chris said he was down for it, possibly doing an after show.
Yeah, I'm up for it, man. I just got to run to the loo first.
Yeah. It'll take us a few minutes to get it going, but I vote we do it on Jay's channel, personally.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
All in favor? Aye.
Damn it, I shot myself in the foot by saying that yesterday. Why did I do this?
All right. So, Chris, what do you what you got in this week?
I've got quite a few starter kits. Well, I say starter kits. The Breeze definitely is a starter kit. So I've got that coming up for review this week. Nice little mouth to lung and sort of basic sub-ohm kit. It's really cool. I've got the 6 milligram in there at the moment. Really been enjoying this. It's something new that came in and I can't help myself because I get stock deliveries all the time. I'm like, yes, I'll have one of them. If something doesn't get sent to me, I'll just take it from the shop. Then I've got something a little bit shiny, something that I really love. Mr. Grim Green himself, obviously. I'm a massive fan, as all these guys know. The Grim Green, my one, which is, it was a purchase because I'm going to New York next month, so I wanted something a little bit smaller, not the whole clouds, bro clouds thing going on, that I could possibly get away with having a little slide cheeky vape on the plane. But to be fair, I've been using this, and I could use this as an everyday little. It's so cool. It fits in your hand. You can't even see it's there, and you can stealth vape on it. But that's the starter, the lower end hardware. And obviously, Grim Green, nothing about that guy's low end. But yeah, I've got that, and then the proper sort of clouds mods people are gonna love is this, the iJoy Genie. Little bit gimmicky with the whole flashlight on the back.
Show 'em.
Yeah, it's a bit bright, guys. Like, but you turn it on, it's yeah. And I don't really see the point in that. Maybe if you want to build in the dark, the electricity goes out, then yeah. But it's got lights on the side too.
You might want to go for a Vape in the dark.
Well, yeah.
Oh, mind you, it defeats the objective of having the light if you want to Vape in the dark.
Well, it's got the whole lights on the side as well, and I mean, it's interesting. It's the PD270, it's called, which is basically the same chip, same everything as the iJoy Captain. It's still using the dual 2700 batteries. So it's got them in. And then when it comes to juice, I've still got to review these guys. The e-liquid France Fruzy line, which is all sort of tropical exotic fruits with cool ardor in the background. And it's kind of refreshing because these guys used to make sort of tobacco blends and caramel blends and stuff. So to come up with the fruit line with that menthol cool ardor punch thing going on, can't wait to review them. They're nearly all go. Well, that one's nearly gone, so I need to review it pretty quick. The last little bit of juice is, you guys may not have heard of this particular guy over in the States especially, but he's the company called the Demon Vapor. He's just rebranded himself. It could be called the Rochford Project. Some guy apparently already had the copyright on his name. So being there, dude, know what you're going through. He's rebranded, changed, and I've got this, which is his new flavor, slightly twisted, and there's the rest of them are up there. Something really cool with these boxes, though, it does come with the whole nicotine shot thing, shaking vape thing, with your tip your nicotine in. This guy has actually gone the extra mile. Now, I know him personally, the guy who makes these juices, and he's put a set of rubber gloves in the box so that you haven't physically got to handle nicotine. If you're a little bit, don't really know about nicotine, or you don't want to be handling it if it gets onto your fingers, anything like that. He has included the whole black. I've been taking the piss with it, going the tattoo gloves. I've been wearing them in the shop and freaking people out. So yeah, he puts them in the boxes. It's really, really good juice. So that's pretty much me, but there's probably more stuff coming as I get quite a bit of vape mail lately. I'm quite lucky.
Gotta love when your channel grows. So does the vape mail. I'm pretty sure my mail person hates me by this time. But I have, I got a few things in, but I think I'm just going to show off the most important or most cool thing, I guess. And that's this right here. We were talking about it a little bit earlier. This is the triple RTA 28, co-designed by Twisted 420 and Vandy Vape, of course. This is a triple coil RTA, and it's 28 millimeters in diameter. So I'm not going to show off too much because you'll be seeing it very, very soon on the channel. But I'll show you the tank itself. There we go. This thing is absolutely massive, and I already know what it's going on. So huge, huge tank, massive wide bore tip, massive airflow, cool looking logo. And the deck is pretty interesting as well. Let's just crank this thing off real quick. And yeah, boom. Look at that. I know. Here, let me try to get it in focus here. I'm terrible with the webcam settings on this thing. Aren't the greatest, but I'll try to get it focused in for you guys here in just a second. Zoop.
I want one.
Yeah.
That's awesome looking, man.
Pretty darn cool. And you got your grub screws on the side. You got that massive chamber in the middle there. That's just out of this world.
So epic.
So I'm probably going to be doing a Fresh Build Friday video on it. I'll be honest with you guys, this week coming up. I mean, if you want to see that sort of thing, make sure you X1 or whatever, or leave a comment on this video, because this will be going up on the channel after we stop broadcasting here. But that's pretty much what I got for this week, and that's pretty much the end of the show. So before we sign out, I'll let everyone have their time. Let's just do this. Stop presenting myself. Okay. So let's just, I guess, do our little outros here. So final thoughts, gentlemen. I guess we'll go around the room, starting with Vinny.
I knew you was going to start with me. It's that thing at school. You're like, don't ask me first. Don't ask me first. I didn't even raise my hand. All right, guys, it's been me, Sir Vape and Lot. This is the second episode of the super awesome vape show, and let me know what you think about the name, because I mean, the name just kind of come to me when I was in the shower one day, and Nick changed it from the super awesome vape stream to show at the end, and I do think that's an awesome addition. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. You may have noticed I've been posting my channel link, and I have noticed that some of you have subscribed, so thank you so much for hitting that sub button. Don't forget to tune in next week. We'll be on somebody else's channel next week. I'm not sure whose turn it is.
We'll make an announcement.
But guys, thank you so much. Thank you for all the questions. Sorry if we did miss any. But yeah, from me, Sir Vape and Lot, until the next video, peace.
And just real quick, I just wanted to let everyone know that we will be doing an after show after this. Just give us a few minutes to get a drink or use the bathroom or whatever, but we will be going live on Jay's channel. The LVC, I'm sure he's been posting links constantly in chat, so we will be going live on there pretty soon. And of course, everyone's channel will be linked in the description as well. So make sure you go subscribe to those guys, because we're rotating channels every single week. So Mike, final thoughts?
It's been awesome again, and when I learn how to put a link of my channel in, I will do so. But until then, all I can say is it's going to be Mike's Mex Reviews. So cheers, vape on, and vape safe.
There we go. Keep it simple. There we go. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Yay!
I like how you put J up when you say the stupid part.
I'm a clown. Anyway, yeah, guys, it's been awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Nick, thanks for having me on your channel. It's been an honor. Obviously, we've got many more of these to come, and like you say, we're rotating it. So yeah, I'm just loving the vibe that we're getting. Like, not as well as like on screen, but off screen as well with our little group and the little clicky thing. I'm just loving the whole vibe sort of thing. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for having us. This is LVC Live Vape and Chill Reviews. If you haven't done so already, we're on Facebook, L-V-C page, L-V-C group. Hit us up in there. We do live reviews, live giveaways. Hit me up on the Insta, LVC Shack. I post hand checks and different bits and bobs of new stuff when I get it. But yeah, don't forget, hit the subscribe button. I'll post a link. In fact, there you go. It's right there. Hit that up. And yeah, after party stream on my channel, I guess.
All right, Chris.
Yeah, so obviously just want to say thanks very much to Nick for letting us use his channel this week for the show. And yeah, this came about a few weeks back when we were first started talking about doing it. So I just want to say, obviously, thanks very much to everyone that came in and watched and put your questions and stuff in. Maybe we've been able to help any of you that you've asked anything and stuff. But yeah, it's been cool. It's nice to do a live show with people that I now consider friends and things. So yeah, really good. Like I say, thanks again for everyone for watching. And a couple of my subscribers popped in. Nice to see a couple of familiar names in there and things. So yeah, and I'm going to just be a really cheesy thing and just go, you stay classy, San Diego.
Well done, Chris. Well done. All right, I guess it's time for me. We are just at the 4 o'clock or 9 o'clock time. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. This has been awesome. This has been surreal. I mean, I'm just probably going to get mushy on every single show that we do. But yeah, thank you guys so much for this. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for the likes. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out the door. And stay tuned for the after party, after show on Jay's channel. So should I do my proper outro?
Yeah, man.
No. I don't think it's good. Just hit that like button and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell right down there. But yeah, check out the description of this video after it has been uploaded onto my channel for links and all that good stuff. We'll put them down there in the description. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, we'll see you guys next Sunday. Stay tuned on social media for all the announcements and everything else. We'll probably have them done by tomorrow. Fingers crossed. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Hey, wait, everyone's got to do this together. We've got to blow vape at our cameras. So
Okay.
thanks guys so much for hanging out. And as always, vape on.
Yay!